Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. We're going to get back into another Amberlynn raid stream. Now, I am hoping that this is the Aunt Tammy live stream where she calls up and she just drags Amber through the filth. Like, I am so excited for this one. I really shouldn't be. Like, I'm probably way more excited than any real reasonable person should be for watching someone, a random person on the internet, getting dragged through the filth by their own aunt. But here we are. So let's get into it and see what Aunt Tammy's going to say.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna wear it. Remember when I said the sympathy bone comment and I was wearing my Soli costume? Listen, I was gonna wear that because I ain't got my sympathy bone today. Did you? I'm sorry. This is newly on my mind because holy shit. I okay, Yo Mama has like disappeared because he's over on like the lol cow bullshit. So he's barely on his Yo Mama channel, and he went there today, right? And he talked about the narc alert. And I'm telling you, I knew none of this. My jaw is on the floor type deal.
Oh, great, we're going to be dealing with smuggling, apparently. Now, I don't really know much about the whole Knuckler situation. I do know that she had a Discord, and supposedly, over time, her paying members became basically a small community, and after a while, it became abusive, supposedly, on the Knuckler side. Now, I don't really know much about it or what she has done, so I can't really speak on that specifically. The reason I bring it up, though, is because Amber is going to use it as a way of trying to justify her own actions, because if the people who criticize her are also bad people, so therefore her bad actions and abuse towards other people are not actually that bad, because the only people that are calling her out are bad people, so therefore it's not actually bad. Like, that's her mindset. It's like a warped reality where if her bad actions are being criticized by bad people, therefore they're actually good, because only good people would criticize bad actions, when in reality it really speaks more volumes, because if bad people see your actions and go, hey, that's bad, it really highlights how bad you've actually done. And then on top of that, it doesn't matter if there's a few bad apples, Amber, there's still plenty of people who are criticizing your actions and calling you out for what you have done, who are still good people. Just because a couple bad apples exist doesn't suddenly make the entire community bad.
Anna says Tammy coming on soon. So the situation be a little like this. First, I want to say, I want to start off the boring part because for me, it's not boring, but for you guys, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm so bored. Why are you reading this? Okay. So someone messaged me.
I really do not believe for a second that Amber has a bunch of people in her DMs telling her that she's right. Like, I don't believe it. It's either Emily, Alexis, which who gives a shit about their opinions, or ChatGPT writing a message to herself.
So someone messaged me on Instagram, right? Hey, you said you've been getting a lot of these messages, but I've been thinking about the situation almost nonstop and wanted to chime in. You're 100% right. This situation is insane. Like others have said, I always haven't been on your side, but I've been watching you for 9 years. That's a long time. So I've seen you lie and then admitted it afterwards. And this is clearly not one of those cases. Anyone not taking your side in this is blind. Anyone who believes that this is okay for an aunt to be talking about her niece to a hate based reaction channel is mentally unwell, as she is.
No, what's unhinged, Amber, is the fact that you believe that we would believe that this is a real person. But let's just say, for the sake of the argument, that this is in fact a real person. Why would we care about their opinion? It doesn't make any sense, because they have watched you for 9 years and choose to support you. They have watched you lie, manipulate, and abuse multiple people, family members, friends, partners, your own community, the people that pay your bills, and yet still continue to do it up until this day. And yet now we should care about this person's opinion because they're kissing your ass? Okay.
Her story isn't even making sense. And the fact that you can call her out on the live before she even makes them up is proof that obviously this is a pattern for her. Sorry, I'm not reading any of the comments or anything until I'm done with this. She reminds me of a sworn ex who is trying to talk their ex partner like it's weird as fuck. Oh, wait, they're trying to talk bad about their ex partner. It's weird as fuck. I feel so bad that this is happening to you. And I can't help but feel like she timed it to line up with the whole Tommy drama. Ew. So I think it's so telling that Tammy couldn't even get on board with the conspiracy that you let Rarity out. The fact that Jordy brought it up and your aunt clearly hesitated and started stuttering, like she couldn't even bring herself to accuse you, because even though she was throwing every other accusation in the book at you, she still knew that one was far too fetched.
Isn't that somewhat of a contradiction, though? Because if your aunt is someone who is a scorned ex and is willing to go to basically any length in order to hurt you, why would they try to discern what is the truth and not the truth? Like, people who hate you to the point where they're willing to go to any length to harm you, Amber, wouldn't try to discern the difference between the truth and what's not the truth. They wouldn't try to at least not really save your character, but at least try to defend you when they believe that you are worth defending. Like, that's not something someone like that would do.
That said a lot to me. I also have BPD and CPTSD, and I have done some wacko, nasty shit in my past because of it. And I would never, ever, ever hurt my animals. People, though, unfortunately, sure. My pets, never. Which,
Even Amber's supporters sound like mirrored images of her. Like, oh, unfortunately, I've hurt people. Like, it's a very dismissive thing that just happens. Like, oh yeah, it's a byproduct of my BPD and my childhood, trauma. Like, people are gonna get hurt. It is what it is.
so I understand your position here and how BPD plays into the situation. Crazy how people point out all of the symptoms of your BPD that you have, and then they turn around and deny that you have it. There's absolutely no nuance to these people, and it drives me nuts. I'm sure it does you.
Except it is nuanced because people look at your behavior, see that it's not aligned with BPD and it's more aligned with NPD, and see that your actions are not worth defending just because you may have a disorder. Like, there's the nuance, there's the context. Just because we don't agree with you doesn't mean we lack context or nuance. It means that we have a different opinion from you and we are more aligned to believe that you have something else.
But they're all probably 15 years old with an IQ of 75 and an underdeveloped frontal lobe. Sorry for the wall of text. I'm a yapper. So I replied, and in capital letters, I was like, can I please read this out loud in my next live stream? I will keep your name private and everything private. I just literally love everything that you were saying and appreciate it so much.
Of course, you would like an Amber because apparently it's a supporter, quotations, who has their head so far up your own ass they could smell what you were eating when you were dating Beck.
Then she replied, hell yeah, dude, go for it. Hopefully it'll get through some people's thick skulls because I know a lot of them hate you literally just for the fun of it, and it's unfair. I fully believe that you are a good person who does bad things. I think many people watching now can look into their hearts and see the same within themselves. It is so important to have nuance when scrutinizing the actions of somebody with a personality disorder. It literally impacts your day to day decision making because it impacts your personality. BPD is caused by severe child harm and neglect. Giving somebody with a past like yours a huge platform, displaying your addictions and flaws to the world, then expecting you to act totally, completely normal is unempathetic. Everyone who watches you just to criticize, completely aware of your illness, are ill themselves and needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror, log off the internet, and be a better person.
So let me get this straight. There is a person on the internet who messaged Amber and said, hey, I have BPD, and because of my BPD, I have abused other people. Yet I believe that you are a good person who does bad things, which is abuse other people and animals, but the reaction channels are not good people because we call out the behavior of people like her and Amber who use BPD as an excuse to abuse other people. Where exactly is the logic in that? How is it that we need to do better by calling out the behavior of people like that, but they are perfectly fine with what they are doing, and it's just unfortunate they abuse other people? Like, the disconnect between this person, quotations, and Amber is just wild to me, because how can you say that reaction channels who don't commit abuse are worse than people who abuse others?
And I was like, you know what? I appreciate this person. Like genuinely I do. And then so I just was like, I have to read that. Like I've been getting a lot of support lately, but that was just like, wow, you couldn't have worded it better. So
Yeah, I don't think that had the effect that you think it did, Amber, because if anything, it just reinforces to me that you and the people that claim to support you are shitty people.
also I want to say when people like were seeing how I was reacting to my aunt, like that's frustrating for me to hear like this is the real Amberlynn because it's like, bro, what you're seeing is me split. It's called splitting. When you literally turn into someone that you're not, like you're so hurt by someone, like when you have BPD, you're so fucking hurt by someone that you genuinely, you're so overwhelmed with emotion, like you cannot regulate those. So that is what you're witnessing.
Alright, so forgive me if I'm wrong, because I don't fully understand how BPD and how splitting works with BPD, but from my understanding, it's about the subconscious or unconscious belief that something is all good or all bad. It's one extreme or the other. And with Amber, she's attempting to say like it's a completely different personality. But if splitting is about perceiving things without nuance to the point where it's only black or white, and you perceived it to be a bad situation, Amber, the reaction that you gave is still you. It's not a completely separate entity. It's not Bruce Banner and the Hulk. It's not, split with 16 different personalities and each of them is a different type of Lynn. That is you. That is who you are as a person. It's how you reacted. And you can say that you had an extreme reaction to the point where you had a BPD meltdown, but that doesn't stop you from waiting and being able to calm yourself down and looking at it from an outsider perspective, asking your mum, asking a friend or a family member, hey, did I overreact? What did I do wrong? What could I do better? And what can I apologize about? That is the difference in between someone who uses it as an excuse and someone who wants to actually do better. You're saying that it's a completely different personality and entity from who you are as a person, and the things that you said and did, it's completely because of your BPD. That is an excuse. That is you using your BPD as an excuse.
So it's hard because 99% of the time you guys are witnessing me as like pretty chill, just chilling. And I only ever come out as a bitch or come out angry is when it's demonstrated to me first, if that makes sense. That doesn't mean, oh, we saw Amberlynn's true colors or this is the real Amberlynn. Like it's not fair. BPD is an actual observable. I hate that word. You can actually observe BPD in your brain. It's like an actual brain deformity. So when people sit there and they're like, she can control these things, genuinely, sometimes I can't. And what my aunt was doing was not only triggering and wrong and hurtful, like it shattered me. And I could not regulate those emotions. And a lot of people messaged me and said, girl, I don't even have BPD. I don't even have these things. And I would have been more pissed than you. I would have aired out, say, like, because literally in my live stream, I'd be like, well, I know things, but I'm not going to sit here and like say them. People would message me and be like, I would have like popped off. So it's like,
Okay, and like we're not grading you on a bell curve over here, Amber. Like you're not going to get a passing grade simply because some people may react differently or worse than you.
I'm trying my hardest over here. And it was just triggering for more reasons than one. Like she would bring up so many things that happened in my childhood, which was triggering. Then she would bring up things that happened between me and her, which was also triggering. And she acts like in the whole span of the time that I've known her since 17, that she was always the person that like indicated like a break in our chat. Like literally no. I saw the pattern with my aunt and the way that she was and how just like she made me feel insane a lot of the time. She made me question my reality a lot of the time. She made me feel like I was walking on eggshells, and that is the roughest. And so I also didn't enjoy that pattern. So I would also be like, I need a space from her. So I would stop talking to her. I wouldn't call her. I wouldn't nothing because like she's just a hard woman to get along with. And it was just very triggering. And it was just like a lot of the things that she was doing was hurtful. And it just was like genuinely a lot for me.
Not Amber friggin' Reed over here trying to say that someone else is hard to deal with. Like, have you seen your own relationships, Amber? Like, most people want nothing to do with you.
So I demonstrated that. That doesn't mean that was the real Amberlynn or I was showing my true colors. That was me reacting as a human who was absolutely triggered, a human who could not regulate their emotions, a human that was being betrayed by her aunt. That is what you guys experienced and what you guys saw me go through.
Right. Were you also being betrayed, triggered, and having a meltdown when you decided to blackmail your aunt with physical violence by telling her abusive ex husband that she was cheating on him? Like, was that also a BPD meltdown?
And another thing that is like has been frustrating with this whole thing has been like when people sit here and I'm like responding to my aunt, and in return, I know it's a lot of trolls. It's people who like just disregard anything I feel or say. I get go to therapy, go to therapy, go to therapy. When literally all I'm doing is just responding to things that my aunt has brought up. And I'm demonstrating that I'm heartbroken about it. I'm demonstrating that I'm angry, you know? And a lot of people are like go to therapy, go to therapy, go to therapy, while like literally sucking the tit on my aunt. Ew. Like literally kissing her ass. Like, ew. When it should be genuinely a lot of people telling her to go to therapy. Because who in their right mind, I didn't even realize she was in her 50s, like this makes it even worse. Who in their right mind, in their right maturity, and like a level-headed sense of the way, what kind of aunt, what kind of family member, what kind of sound mind, what kind of good person would be upset with their niece or upset with their sister and go to a reaction channel to do all of that, knowing the type of retaliation that would head my way, no matter what she said, no matter if what she was saying was true or false. That woman needs to go to therapy, not me.
Well, first of all, in order to be shamed by that, you would have to find going to therapy as shameful in order to be shamed. Like, that's kind of how it works. Secondly, your aunt has already said multiple times that she has gone and done the work in therapy. So you still have to go. You can't really say that she needs to go to therapy when you're not even willing to go yourself. Doesn't make any sense. And third, you went to the internet and said that your aunt doesn't talk to you because you're fat. So now that she's reacting and doing a similar thing, not on her own reaction channel, but going to a reaction channel to speak about you, suddenly it's no longer okay. Kind of weird, don't you think?
I mean, I need to go to therapy for my own reasons. But in this situation alone, what has happened was she should be the one getting all those comments like, go to therapy, go to therapy, go to therapy. Not me when I'm literally simply just responding to what my aunt is doing. She started the war and I'm just fighting back.
Not Amber calling this a war. Like, Amber, it's not a war, it's a disagreement. Like, straight up, she's calling your behavior out and calling out the behavior of your ex Peter girlfriend. Like, boohoo, get over yourself. And also, she didn't start the war. You're the one that pulled a bunch of shit. And she's now harboring resentment because you decided to continue doing some shit in the future.
I'm trying to protect myself, protect my innocence in this all, share my side, etc. But genuinely, it has become exhausting for me. I have been on Zoloft for a while now. long enough for me to genuinely feel amazing effects from it.
Amber, what effects? We haven't seen any change. If anything, you're getting worse.
Baby, I'm just playing. Um, it has helped regulate my emotions because, like, seriously, I'm constant fight or flight mode, and it's exhausting. My nervous system is just constantly sharp and just like so paranoid and uneasy, and like I have anxieties about the stupidest shit, and like I have anxious attachment, which is like the worst. Like genuinely, my BPD symptoms, my this and my that. Like Zoloft has been able to calm a lot of those things, like hardcore. Like, my depression is better. Like I don't have suicidal thoughts. Like I used to have them all the fucking time. Um, it has just drastically helped me. And like I used to cry every day, 9 million times a day. Like so many things that I don't even talk about. It doesn't matter. Zoloft has improved all that, and I have felt so much better.
Really? Because you said yesterday that you had a BPD meltdown and you split. Like, that doesn't sound like Zoloft is working. It sounds like the complete opposite.
And if you aren't a member and if you weren't a part of that, you're not gonna be able to see that. Where in the last few members only live streams that I did, like you can see the improvement. And it was so much improved that a rumor was starting that I was in a new relationship because I seemed so happy. Long story short, you guys didn't know it, no, but I was still with Tommy and I've been with Tommy from the jump. So it wasn't a new relationship, it was a new medicine. I was genuinely improving. And then here comes my aunt after the whole Tommy thing. Here comes my aunt, and I'm destroyed. Like my mental health went down the shitter all over again because of this woman, this woman who's supposed to be my aunt. And I have felt myself backtracking. I've started to have anxiety again. I've had some anxiety attacks. I've hyperventilated again. I have been crying more. I have been not able to regulate my emotions more. Like, genuinely, my aunt has made me backtrack in my mental health.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense for multiple reasons. Like, first and foremost, the very obvious one that we've all seen time and time again, which is your physical and mental health have a direct correlation with your relationships. When everything's going well, there's no health issues. But then when the relationship goes south, suddenly you have gallstones, sludge, you might have cancer, you might have, I don't know, lipedema is playing up, you have BPD playing up, depression, anxiety, dealing with all these issues. And that's usually to garner sympathy from your ex and to keep them around just a little bit longer so you can find another one and move on. Secondly, and like, let's just be real for a second here. I don't think I've ever seen Amber with stable mental health. I don't think I've ever heard of a time where Amber had stable mental health. Like, it's just never happened. She's always been batshit crazy, especially before, during, and after Wisconsin. Like, we've heard the stuff that you were doing, Amber. You even admitted it yourself. You would chase her around the house, barge in on the bathroom, call her multiple times a day. You were picking up water bottles, threatening to throw it at her. You are threatening to break photos. You're doing all these things that made you seem unhinged. Yet it is Aunt Tammy's fault that you're having mental health crisis now. Like, that doesn't sound stable to me, Amber. And are we also going to forget that Tommy exposed you weeks ago and you were having back and forth with her all that time? So where exactly was the stable mental health then when you were saying all that shit during those live streams? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You don't make sense, Amber.
And I'm like, how can I fix that? Like, what do I need to do? And my immediate reaction was my fight or flight. Like in the beginning was fight. You guys saw it yourself. I literally felt it in my body. I'm like, okay, so it's fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, right? I immediately felt my body start to fawn. And I was telling myself, oh my God, I'm just like, no matter what she says, if it's a lie, if it's a load of shit, I'm just going to nod my head. I'm just going to agree. I don't know if I can do these reactions anymore. I'm just gonna let it be what it can be because it's so triggering. It's so hard to sit there and like fight for myself, especially in front of a bunch of people who hate me. Like it is a lot. So I'm in a spot where I'm like, that's kind of fucking insane for my aunt to want to finally talk to me about this, but only publicly. Nah, none of this should have been public.
You're right, Amber. This shouldn't have been online, but you chose to monetize the shit show that you call your life, and now we're on season 8 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Like, this is your fault, not ours. And you can blame your aunt as much as you want for exposing you, but if you didn't do expose-worthy shit, there would be nothing to expose. Like, it's not the fault of the people exposing you, Amber. It's your fault for doing expose-worthy shit. Like, don't blame them for your own actions. Also, you weren't fawning. That entire time you were arguing back with the live stream. It was just you attempting to play the victim until you got angry enough and said, "Square up, Tammy."
I said square up in my last live stream because I was irate. My blood was boiling. I was heartbroken. I was in the fight of the fight or flight, freeze or fawn. I was actively not able to regulate my emotions. And it's like after I've had some time to breathe, after the triggers have been so extreme, after I have realized like, whoa, my mental health is actually getting bad again because of the situation, I'm deciding to step away from the situation.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. Amber wasn't thinking, told her to square up, and then after the live stream, when she calmed down, she thought about it and was like, oh shit, I'm going to get exposed, and now she's trying to backtrack.
Will I, if my aunt decides to go on Jordy's thing again, will I maybe say some things about it? Sure. I'm only human.
Immediate backtrack. Like, I'm going to step away from my own mental health, but I'm going to watch a live stream. I'm going to watch Jordy, even though he affects my mental health, and then I'm going to talk mad shit about my aunt afterwards. But I won't have a conversation with her. Pathetic.
Hey, baby. I'm only human. But am I going to sit here and call her cunt, call her bitch, say square up? Am I going to be raging? No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You can't say that you're going to do something that you've already done. You've already called her a bitch. You've already called her a cunt. You called her a liar so that you got all the text receipts, that you know your truth and that she knows nothing. You told her to square up. Like, you've done it already.
Because I need to choose my sanity first. And that is not only within my aunt, but that is other people in my life. I am the type of person that if I'm in an argument with somebody, like especially someone I'm in a relationship with, I'm like, I need to figure this out now. And then I start freaking out if they don't want to do it. It's like abandonment issue, anxiety issues, like anxious attachment issues. But it's like with those Zoloft and it actually working, I don't have that like extreme feeling anymore.
Yeah, that's not an abandonment issue. That is a control issue. You expect your feelings to be validated in that moment. Otherwise, you're going to bulldoze over them to get what you want. Like, you're never going to care about other people because it's always about you.
To Livestream. My aunt literally just tried calling me. Hello? Holy fuck. I messaged her and I said, stop calling me. Like, it's ruining my live stream.
Amber, you can get the fuck out of here with that. Like, your live streams were ruined the moment you started them.
Yeah, it's just weird energy that she's literally sitting there watching my live stream, calling me, and I'm telling her to stop calling me, and she won't stop calling me. Like,
well, you wanted to be chased. Here you go.
oh, by the way, the what's it called?
Here we go. She's trying to change the subject, get it off Aunt Tammy and onto something else.
The title of the video is about hi. This is my last day of food freedom. I talk about it more in videos, don't worry. That's what I meant.
Amber, you're 600 pounds. When's the last time you restricted yourself? Like, let's be real.
I don't know if you guys will be able to hear her. I don't even know if I'll be able to hear her.
Hello?
Hello?
Alright, guys, I know that I'm late to the party and I have not seen this, but it is gonna go down.
I don't even know if I'll be able to hear her.
Okay, I hear myself through your audio, so can you like pause me?
Yeah, I just did.
Okay, so you're clearly watching my live stream and I said I don't feel like doing this anymore, so why are you calling?
Because you said square the fuck up, and now it's Aunt Tammy's time to talk, so you can sit down, you're already doing that, and shut up.
Because you can't run my name and multiple family members in the dirt for decades and think you're just going to walk away that easy. I'm finally done. I'm finally ready. I got the receipts. I got the proof.
Hell yes, preach, Aunt Tammy.
I'm not afraid of you, Amber, unlike all your other victims. I thought I had seen and heard everything that you've done over these years, but I was so blind.
I want you guys to keep this very part in mind, that very smug because from what I heard, it's gonna go downhill for Amber real fast.
Blind by your manipulation. And when I've seen half of the videos that I've seen with documented proof of how you treat people, not only in our family, but people in general, you are one vile, disgusting human being, and I want nothing to do with you ever again, including your mother. Your mother, your whole family, your whole Reed family is nothing but vile, disgusting degenerates that rape, manipulate, and abuse. Physically, mentally, spiritually, you name it, you guys do it, and you do it proud.
God, she is such a smug asshole. Like, she's not even listening, just smiling and reading the chat.
But I see it so clear now that I don't want nothing to do with you. But do you think you're going to continue to lie about me and the family members that I do care about and get away with it? No, you're not. I will continue to tell the truth. The difference between me and you is I have the truth to tell, and I have the receipts to back it up. So you want to know why I'm listening to your live right now? The reason is to see what bullshit you're going to say next. And sure enough, it didn't take long. You try to say that you cut off talking to me? I've been looking over texts for the last days, and I have so much proof, time and time again, where you're begging me to talk to you again, where I blocked you. I quit watching your videos. You kept begging me, please watch, please watch. I don't want to lose you, Auntie. All the lies you told me that I caught you on, called you on, you'd apologize, and then do it again and again and again and again.
Mate, this is getting good. Aunt Tammy, you have the floor. Speak away.
So that's just the tip of the iceberg. What do you want to respond to that?
Oh, let me fucking guess. What have I done in the past 2 years to make you upset? What did I do?
What did I do in the last 2 years to you?
Oh my god, she is that predictable.
In the last 2 years. Okay, let me see if I can explain this. It's not an easy black or white answer or an answer that you can get in 2 seconds because, like I keep saying, I've been doing this your whole entire life. So you have a person that has fought to be in your life your whole entire life in one way or the other, no matter if you've seen it or not. And you didn't meet me at 17. You met me when you were 14, when I went to California for the first time after 16 years. Remember you getting the pot of spaghetti out of the refrigerator and using the really huge utensil, taking big scoops out of the pot onto your plate, where your fucking dad said, I think that's enough, Amber. That's my first memory of you. And you still continue to pile on your plate. Yeah, that story goes around our family year after year after year. So anyway, that's the first time I met your ass.
Not Aunt Tammy exposing Amber's entire family for calling her a fat ass.
And then, from then, I tried getting you through the foster care because you painted the story. It was so bad.
Aw, Amber, what's wrong? Not smug anymore? That must have bruised the ego.
And then you even put me down for it that time. Your mom came in the picture, destroyed that. So then you went on to my mom's house. We all know what happened with that. You got kicked out for what? Being disrespectful. Surprise, right? So then you go on to Pacey, and then Crystal, and then Destiny, and then Becky.
I don't really like the way that she referred to Beck as Becky. I think it's because she was probably in the heat of the moment and she wasn't really thinking. She said receipts wrong, so I'm going to assume it's probably just a slip, and she does respect Beck's pronouns and their name. Just probably slipped her mind at this particular moment.
The whole time, I'm in the background, loving you, supporting you, encouraging you, sharing every bit of my diet with you, exercise, financial, telling you things. And yes, I have all the proof. I'm not trying to be your mother. I'm trying to be your person. There's other texts I have where I say, I'm saying this because that's what a mother would do.
Well, some mothers do that. Amber's mother didn't.
So we continue going down this long, as you know, all this time, right? And then we get up to the current last 2 years. Who is the happiest person in this world for Amber to move to Oklahoma City? It was me, your aunt. Your mom didn't want you to come. She was very nervous about you coming because of the destruction and stress level that you bring with your just presence. That's the truth.
Damn, not even your own mother wants you around, Amber. Like, I mean, relatable. If I was related to Amber, I wouldn't want her anywhere near me either.
I, against my whole entire family, would say things like, I know you guys are worried, but I'm so excited. We have text showing that excitement for when you're going to get here. We're going to hang out. We can't wait. We can't wait. I wanted to diet with you. I wanted to exercise with you. I was so excited because, as you love to point out, I was very successful on keto. Pandemic happened. Other things happened. I started putting back on my weight over stress, and I've been trying to get back on track, which I am again currently. So I thought this is going to be great for the both of us.
I am not kidding. I would have like a very, I mean like Zyodite size level of remorse for Amber had she not started off the conversation laughing, giggling, and just being smug as hell. Now it's just like, Pookie, actions have consequences. I hope you enjoy.
You get here, I see you one time. I try to see you, and I'm told I can only see you with your mother. I question you about it. You say, oh, I was just nervous. I haven't seen my family in 14 years and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then you didn't reach out to me after that, ever. Not once to come over, pick you up, go do anything, say anything. There was nothing, so I wait. November, you reach out to me because you want something, a vape. December, you reach out to me, you want something, a vape. You checked in when I had COVID, you said Merry Christmas, I had COVID, I answered you the very next day, Happy late Christmas. Then nothing in January, and then you send me a picture in February.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it was going to be not being around and having an actual relationship. Like, you contact this woman 5 times, twice were for a vape. Seriously. And the other was birthday, Christmas, and how are you doing because she was sick. That's not a relationship, Amber. That's like an obligation of you not wanting to talk to a family member, but needing to talk to them.
So you want to know why I'm mad? Because I fought for you for freaking years, and then when you finally get here, I'm left. I'm left in the cold. You and sister are going to museums and here and there, and I'm told I can't see you without my sister. So yeah, that pissed me off, and so I did quit trying. I mean, how much more reality did I need in my face? You're here now, and you still have nothing to do with me.
At first I was like, oh yeah, that does kind of make sense because, you know, her mother does drive her around. But at the same time, she could take an Uber or get Aunt Tammy to pick her up and go to the location that she wants to go to. Like, they could go hang out somewhere and do something. She's just using her mother as an excuse to not hang out with Aunt Tammy, which is really pathetic.
So you want to bring up me and your mom's fight, right, as the reason? No, me and your mom's fight is not the reason we don't talk. You are the reason we don't talk. You are in your 30s. You can use a phone, you can text, you can make arrangements to spend time with your aunt, and you chose not to because me and your mom were in a disagreement.
And now that I think about that, that makes a lot of sense because Amber has always been someone who will take allegations or stories and flip them around to make herself the victim. So when she continued to say that her aunt wouldn't speak to her because her mother and aunt were fighting and she was taking it out on Amber, it was just Amber in reality taking it out on her aunt because her mother and aunt were fighting. Like, she just flipped it around like she always does.
And if you want to get down to the nitty gritty of the disagreement, we can do that, but it's pretty freaking messy. Not sure if you're ready for that one. Any other questions?
Well, I want to respond to the fact that, like, yeah, it is true. I was feeling anxious to see my family again. And my mom is, I don't know, when I'm around her, like, she's that, like, calmness that I need. And it's like, I know it's, like, sad to say, but, like, I felt that in all my relationships. I've always been in a relationship, and this was the first time, like, I was finally single, and I didn't know how to be without someone right by my side. And so my mom was that for me. It had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do, it felt easier for me to be around family that I have not seen in 14 years if my mom was there. That was an anxiety thing. It was a coping thing. It is what it is. So I'm sorry.
So whose fault is it, Amber? Is it your fault, or is it my fault that we haven't seen each other? Because the narrative that you're telling is different.
So
put it out there. Whose fault is it, Amber?
Yours.
Did she just say it was her aunt's fault that she did not want to be around her without her mother being present? Like, Amber, be fucking for real. Like, I can understand because your aunt has exposed you in the past. Like, I can understand there would be hesitancy there, but at the same time, you're a grown-ass adult. If you don't want to be around someone without other people present, then don't be around them. Don't have a relationship with them. Just end the relationship and move on.
Yours.
So since I've been here, every time I have seen you has been with my mom, because my mom was putting, her pride aside. She was putting her hurt aside. She was putting all that aside. And,
Go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt you.
And she was putting all that aside for me. And that was something that she was willing to continue doing until I felt comfortable. Yeah, and I did after, after Thanksgiving. I did. And that's why when I hugged you goodbye, the last thing I said, I can't wait until you come over. I can't wait. I even said it to, I don't want to say your daughter's name. I don't want to bring
You
anyone's
can
name.
say any of our names. We have nothing to hide.
Okay, but I also said it to Ashley. And I was like, I can't wait for you to come over because I genuinely enjoyed my time on Thanksgiving. That's why I'm so taken aback by this whole situation.
Again, Amber's not really listening to what her aunt has to say. Like, yes, she's hearing the words, but that doesn't mean she's taking in and understanding what her aunt is trying to tell her. You're saying, oh, I can't wait to see you again, is different from, I can't wait for you to come over. You shouldn't expect people to do all the effort, Amber. Why can't you go see her? Why can't you go visit her? Like, try to put a little bit of effort in other than saying, hi, how are you?
So,
And after Thanksgiving, I heard that my sister talked a whole bunch of shit about Thanksgiving over at my house. Once again, opening up my home to you guys, putting everything on at my cost, my joy to have my family in my home. And at the end of the day, when I thought it was a wonderful day as well, guess what I got to hear? How y'all talk shit. I don't even know what the shit was. It was supposed to be so vile that couldn't even be repeated.
I didn't say anything bad about the time at your home. I genuinely enjoyed my time there.
No, I don't believe that for a second. I think Amber was talking some shit too. I just do not believe it.
And then, like, I wasn't invited to anything Christmas related, which honestly hurt a lot. I literally bawled my eyes out. Like, it hurt a lot.
Okay,
So-
again, I don't want to interrupt you, but when there's no contact from October, November, into December, with the exception of wanting a vape, why would I invite you and my sister to Christmas?
In December, I talked to you 3 times.
What 3 times, Amber?
One of them did involve a vape. The other 2 times was to check in on you regarding your health because you were sick. And every time we did communicate was because of me. No, you never messaged me. May I have a reason for why is it always me that has to message first then?
It's very obvious that Amber's trying to manipulate the argument by pointing out December as a time in which her aunt isn't contacting her, because why only December? If you've been in Oklahoma for quite a while now, Amber, why is it only December you're talking about? That's the time in which your aunt cut you off, so of course she's not going to be contacting you at that time. What about the rest of the time, though? Like, why aren't you talking about that stuff? Like, your aunt probably has contacted you and you don't want to bring that up because it doesn't fit the narrative that you're trying to create.
It's not always you. It's absolutely not, and I have the receipts to prove that. Unless you're talking about only between October
That
and
is correct.
February,
That is
when
correct.
when you got here and I see the true colors, that I was never going to be your person in any way, shape, or form, because you would have reached out. You would have. I heard through my mom how you'd cry and boo-hoo and you at her house, going, "Well, I don't understand why I can't talk to my aunt. Why can't I talk to my aunt?"
That is
Is
correct.
that true?
That is correct.
And what were you told? Were you told you couldn't talk to me?
I would cry because it hurt, because it's like I
Were
did.
you told you couldn't talk to me? Did anyone say, Amber, don't talk to your aunt, don't call her, don't text her?
Yeah, that's exactly it. If Amber wanted to put more effort into the relationship, she would have. The thing is, she doesn't really care about people who aren't her girlfriend or immediate family members or friends that can get and do stuff for her. If you're not one of those 2 things, then you're on the back burner. And even then, you'll still be on the back burner because the most important thing in her life is validation, and she is validated by the fact she's in a relationship. So you can be her closest friend, her closest family member, doesn't matter. The moment she gets a girlfriend, you're out of the picture.
I read
So
between the
again,
lines.
did anyone tell you at that point when you were boo-hooing several times about not talking to me? Did my mom or my sister tell you you can't talk to me?
So I wasn't boo-hooing.
Yeah, you were.
I was crying. Can you not mock me, please? I was
Make it hard.
Alright, I have to say it. I love Aunt Tammy's personality. Like, she sounds a lot like my own mom, and the reason why is because she's dealt with her own family drama, and this is how she acts towards her own family members. Like, she'll pull them up, she'll call out their attitude, and in her presence, they will not be disrespectful because she does not give two shits.
I was crying because I was hurt by the situation, because I was slowly reading between the lines that you wanted no communication with me, because I was always the one to message you first, and your responses were very dry. You didn't seem like you wanted to communicate. You would never text me first. So that is finally when I was like, reading between the lines of like, okay, this woman wants nothing to do with me, because you didn't even invite me over for Christmas. I didn't know that I had to talk to you every single day.
She is straight up recycling the exact same things that she said to Alexis when they had their falling out. Like, Amber, you have never respected anyone's boundaries. Every single one of your friends and family members, even your girlfriends, have said that you do not respect their boundaries. We're going to talk about how you didn't respect Casey, you didn't respect Beck, you didn't respect Destiny. You're basically stalking Destiny when Destiny and Dana were dating. You didn't respect Wifey when Wifey went no contact and did not want to talk to you. Didn't respect Erica or her marriage. She didn't respect her own marriage, but you didn't respect Brittany when she told you, hey, we're married, stay the hell away from my wife. Like, you don't respect people's boundaries. So why are you going to respect your aunt's boundaries when she doesn't want to talk to you? You contacted Wifey multiple times after she went no contact with you. It's not that you didn't want to respect someone's boundaries, you just didn't give two fucks.
I mean, that's how I'm feeling, because
You truly are a piece of work. I tell you what, your manipulation is just like, it used to work. It used to work. It used to catch me. It used to slow me down and give you the benefit of the doubt. But I just see it too clearly now, and I don't even know if I want to entertain you anymore, because you can't own anything. And again, I mean, we're talking decades of text here. You know, I'll watch a video and something will be brought up and I'll be like, what the heck? All I have to do is go to my messages and put in simple words that were talked about. And then our conversations come up word for word.
yeah.
You have abused me, Amber. You have manipulated me, Amber, for a long time because of the love I had for my sister and for you.
It is blatantly obvious with the way that she's acting that she just does not care. And I've seen a number of people say that her rocking back and forth was a way of like self-soothing and like coping with anxiety. I do that myself, and I really do not think that this is what Amber is doing. I think it's more so the fact that she was coping with both boredom and being frustrated. She's frustrated that she has to hear someone else being upset at her and the things that she's done. So it's more of an inconvenience, and that's a way of kind of just dealing with the inconvenience and the frustration of having to sit through the conversation and listening to what she has done wrong. Because Amber doesn't care. She doesn't want to listen to it. She wants to do something else.
And you used that, and you manipulated me to be the person when I would never be your person. But you led me to believe that for a long time. We can talk about all the different topics, being your mom in prison, you writing her, all that. That's long text threads of the bullshit you came up with for that. You know, did you owe your mom anything? No, but you said you wanted it. The text started with you asking, not me going, you need to. You wanted it, and I was the in-between person helping you. Without me, you would not be in your mom's life today. Without me, my sister would not be in my mom's life today. I have always been forced to be the in-between person. Correct?
I don't know.
Amber, you can piss all the way off. There is no way in hell that you do not know whether or not your aunt is the in-between person or not.
You don't know. Holy shit.
I know I've made...
What about your uncle raping me? How about that for a family drama, huh?
Alright, I was not expecting that. That is just incredibly sad to hear. Like, that is not something that anyone should have to go through. And if this is going where I think it's going to go, Amber, you're a massive piece of shit. The fact that you probably knew about that and then pulled the shit that you did with Casey, just disgusting.
And then you go on and be a victim to others? Like, that's just weird to me. When it's such a hot spot in our family, and you put that word around like it's light as hell, right? You used the wrong word, right?
Yep, she did it. She went there. Like, let's not forget about the other time, too, where, you know, she was essayed by her dad's friends, but she wasn't actually touched. It was just her being uncomfortable. So it's not one time. She's done it multiple times.
When you accuse somebody, an innocent person who at the time was young as shit, you accuse them of something that they did not do. Thank God he had a voice to speak up. I had a voice to stick up over your uncle raping me, to you, to my sister to your dad who made you guys live with the man. Did I ever get, I'm sorry that happened to you? No, I was expected to keep taking it, keep taking it, keep taking it. I used to use the excuse my sister had to take it because your dad would beat her up when she tried to stand up to me over it, right? So instead of getting the support of my family, I had to say shut up about it so my sister didn't get beat. Okay, so that's some pretty bad shit, right? But tell me why when we just went to California, your mom had to go see your dad. Had to go see him in person. I refused. She left me in a car so she could go in and see your dad, the man that is behind so much of this, including my chapters. The man I despise more than anything on the face of this earth. And your mom, in sobriety, in recovery, chose to go see that man eye to eye. You don't think that hurt me? But I kept taking it, right? I kept being a sister.
Honestly, the more I sit here and listen to what she has to say, the more I understand why she's so frustrated and just pissed off. Like, dealing with her sister, her niece, her mother, her ex-husband, her daughter, her brother-in-laws, the things that her brother-in-laws have done to her. The fact that, you know, years later, after she's attempted to help her sister multiple times, she's still willing to go back to her ex-husband to have conversations and visit and see him and all this other stuff. Like, yeah, no fucking shit why she's pissed off. No wonder why she's angry and she's done with the family. This poor woman has gone through hell on earth, and you're still attempting to drag her down in the mud because you're fucking angry over some stupid shit, Amber. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I'm amazed that this woman wants anything to do with you or her family members.
So you're not the only one with damage, Amber. The difference is I don't let it be an excuse. I've had some horrible things happen to me too, all while trying to help you and your mom for decades. And you know what happened during that time when I was so focused on you and your mom and your fucked up family and everything that comes with it? Guess what? It made me sick. It stressed me out. It made me weak. It made me not take care of my own kids to the best of my ability. Because you can't focus this long and this hard on other people and not have it take away from your life. You have, your dad has, your mom has, and you all play fucking victim. And I'm done. Anything else you want to talk about?
The moment Aunt Tammy brought up Casey, Amber stopped listening altogether, so that's what she's going to be focusing on. And now she has to double down, and not only that, she's going to play the victim because her aunt doesn't believe her, and her aunt is now a piece of shit. Like, you're now essentially an apologist. Like, that's the route Amber's going to go down. Like, that we all know that's going to happen.
Regarding, like, the way I was, like, when I was a teenager in my 20s, like, yeah, like, I have been very transparent. Like, I wasn't a great girlfriend.
No.
I probably wasn't a great niece. I wasn't a great anything. Like, I was broken. I still am. But the difference now is, like, I try very hard to take accountability where I can. And I, like, especially when Beck was saying all those things, like, I admitted to things that I would never want to admit to out loud. Are you kidding?
Amber, be fucking for real. You have not taken any accountability in the past couple weeks. Like, every single live stream that you have done, it's lying, manipulation, shifting accountability. It's your BPD, it's your hypothyroidism, it's your embedment issues, it's your CPTSD, it's your, need to be constantly validated. It's your, what else? Your anxiety, your depression. You know, every single thing is always an excuse with you.
But one thing I will stand by is everything I said about Casey is 100% true.
I wish I could believe you, but I can't based on everything.
I genuinely
don't believe you.
I genuinely,
that hurts to say it.
I don't care if you believe me or not.
Of course not.
I can't at this point. I can't. Because I know what happened because I was there. And that is something I will literally take to the last day I'm alive.
Well, the last thing I'd ever want to do is go against somebody who was actually assaulted. But all I'm saying is based on the person I know you are, I cannot believe it 100%. If it did happen to you, I'm sorry it happened to you. If it didn't happen to you, karma's a bitch.
You're not sorry, but questioning that is sick. First of all, I shouldn't even have to, like, sit here and talk about it because you, during the Kiwi Farms days, were sitting there saying that I never had that happen to me when I was 7 years old. And my mom had to tell you, yes, it did happen.
I want to know what Mama Lynn knows, because if she has more information about the story than just hearsay from Amber, then I would be more willing to believe the story. And I'm not saying that Mama Lynn is 100% credible either, but she's certainly a more credible source than what Amber has to say. And it's hard to believe someone who doesn't know the difference between feeling uncomfortable, SH, SA, and full-on that type of situation. Like, Amber has fully admitted, she doesn't know the difference between those words and believed they were interchangeable with one another, which they're not. She also doesn't know the gravity of those words and the effect that they can have on people.
If you go back and read it, or even the current ones, I say I wasn't around during that time.
Well, remember that.
On your dad's side, I thought it was his sister, and then I had heard about it from you, but I wasn't around. I don't know what happened.
Please
So
remember.
how can I say if it happened or not?
Please remember those words. You weren't around.
When you
Remember.
were 7? No, I wasn't. And you want to know why I wasn't around? Because of your mom. Ask your mom why I wasn't around. Everyone wants to know, where was Aunt Tammy when they were in foster care? Where was Aunt Tammy then? I was there the whole time trying for you. You don't know that because you were just a little kid. Ask your mom why I wasn't there. She's told the story a million times to protect me. She didn't want me to see what y'all were going through. That's a sad-ass excuse, I know, but that's the one your mom gave me, year after year after year. Remember when you came to my house in Oklahoma before your mom? And us going into the garage and sitting on the floor of the garage and me showing you all this paperwork and poems I wrote and things that I did to try to find you guys and that I never, ever gave up on you guys. The poem I wrote to my sister saying I just have to, like, I can't keep doing this. I'll see you in the gates of heaven. Do you remember any of that? Does that sound like a person that wasn't there or didn't want to be there?
That is very interesting to me. Like, the fact that Amber likes to write poems and so does her aunt. Like, we all know that Amber likes to adopt personality traits from other people. She'll take on personalities, the way that people act, the way they talk, the way that they have certain quirks, disabilities, disorders, takes on their hobbies, all these different type of things. It almost sounds to me like Amber has adopted a lot of her core personality from her aunt. Like, I don't know about anyone else if they're getting that vibe too, but that's what it's starting to sound like. Like, a lot of Amber's personality is from her aunt.
You remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. There's your answer. Why I wasn't there. I can't be somewhere that I'm not there. I was in the Florida Keys. You were in California, and I could only do what I could. Let's put timestamps on there. Who was Aunt Tammy at this time when Amberlynn Reed came into this world? Her first and only niece. Let's see. Tammy lived in the Florida Keys. She had her first daughter at 16 in 88. She had her second daughter at 17 in 89. And in 1990, her sister came from California to Florida to get off drugs. Did for a little bit, got pregnant. I was in the delivery room with your mom giving birth to you, literally. Joke about that today. And then shortly after that, you were a few months old, and your mom chose drugs again and left Florida Keys, went to California, and that's where the story continued of our separation. But I never gave up. I found you on MySpace, remember, after all those years? I came and seen you when you were 14. Your foster care people, or whatever, state custody people contacted me. I didn't have a pot to piss in. I was getting ready to be disabled from all my trauma, all my counseling and stuff. I was in the mix of my own hell.
Can I say something?
No, shut up. Aunt Tammy is speaking.
Sure.
I don't remember you coming to visit when I was 14. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm telling you that whole thing is completely blocked out of my memory.
Well,
And
that's one thing I can say I can believe you about.
That
Because
honestly genuinely scares the shit out of me because when you're saying that spaghetti story, do not remember that at all in the slightest.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. That's the only thing she's focusing on right now is the fucking spaghetti story.
you don't remember no part of your dad saying, Amber, that's enough, and you're still putting more scoops on your plate?
No, I
You're
do
sitting
not.
at the kitchen table in the trailer. I remember it.
No,
Of course, I was, as you guys like to say, obsessed with you. I was. I've been obsessed with you since the day you came in this world. You were my one and only niece. I wanted it so bad.
That's why I'm like confused because like I'm being accountable. Like the shit that I did in my 20s and teenager, like it's bullshit. Like I am fully aware of that, but there needs to be some nuance. And I had undiagnosed borderline personality disorder due to all the trauma of my childhood. It makes sense that I was absolutely unwell, and still to this day I am. And I thank God for maturity and for aging, because I feel like that's the only reason why I have come as far as I have. Like I'm still young in my brain due to the trauma. Like it's obvious. Everyone says I'm immature, I'm childish, I'm this or that. Like I do have some age regression, but I mean, I'm fucking 34, so I'm going to be just naturally a little more mature in some areas. And when it comes to me and you, we have not had a falling out in the last good like 5 years. That is why I, in my opinion, have been so beyond confused by why all of this is happening.
Amber, what are you confused about? You started this whole thing. You literally got into an argument online with your girlfriend because she exposed you, and then when your aunt attempted to defend you and tried to get your abusive ex-girlfriend away from you, you then got pissed off with her because you wanted to get back in said toxic relationship. Like, you came at her, she came at you came at her again, and now she's following up with a second encore. So don't get pissy because you're the one that started this. That being said, this is a good midpoint. We're going to be ending the video here and coming back for a part 2. Don't worry, we will finish off the live streams, and we will also be making some foodie content, hopefully when I catch up with all of Am's live streams. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy, and hopefully get to see lovely people in the next one. Bye-bye.